Welcome to Central Valley Wedding and Special Events. I'm Shera Rodrick, and I'm here with Johnnie and Jessica from The Secret Garden in Lindsay. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you, Shera. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is great to have you here. So, we know The Secret Garden is in Lindsay. Can you give us a hint of how to find it, where it is exactly?
Sure. It's actually very conveniently located. It's right off Highway 65, just east of Highway 65, about halfway between Visalia, and a little bit farther away is Bakersfield. That's kind of our area. We draw a lot of people from there too, but it's very easy to get to. Okay, so a secret garden, but easy to find. So what are the secrets in there? So many, almost too many to put into the space of this show, but there is one in particular that I brought, and I actually brought with me, and also a little video clip also. It's about the Love Stone. The Love Stone. I like it already. The Love Stone is the vows etched in stone, and these are placed into our garden by the couples when they get married at the end of just one of the little secrets. And this particular one belongs to Jessica, who was married at the Secret Garden on September 20th, 2014, and she has since become a celebrant. And so now she is performing weddings bilingual in English and Spanish at the Secret Garden. How fantastic. So when they have their wedding there, they forever become a part of the Secret Garden. Part of our family, absolutely. I love that. And we do have a video clip to learn a little bit more about the Love Stone.
The Love Stone is a very special part of our weddings. I love that it brings many of them back here on their anniversaries. I think it inspires them to keep at it and never forget how they felt when they said "I do" right here. I love knowing that the Secret Garden had a lot to do with that, and when they return, it's like they're saying they know it too.
It was very magical. Loved every part of it.
It was beautiful here. Really our dream come true.
The Secret Garden helped us bring everything to life that we wanted. Everything was perfect.
Yes. We've even had people ask about getting married here. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, you guys should.
I love that it says people come back on their anniversaries, and it motivates them to keep it going. Jessica, did you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just watching that video gives me goosebumps. It's something so beautiful, not only to be able to see people get married in the moment, but then also how they feel afterwards and being able to actually visit their stone and just kind of relive that day all over again. It's very special. Absolutely. And it must have really touched a special place for you because you chose to become a celebrant at the Secret Garden. Is that something that you had ever done before? No, not at all. I mean, my background was in theater pretty much in high school, so I kind of had that part of it in me already. But when my husband and I became engaged, it took us a few years to finally decide on a date. And when we were ready to start looking for venues, we searched about 3 places and started to call and make appointments. The very first appointment we made was with Johnnie, and we met him, we talked with him, and we didn't need to look for anybody else. That was it.
You found the one.
Yes, we found the one.
And you offer a special service because you don't just do ceremonies in English, you also do Spanish.
Correct.
That's so wonderful.
Here in the Central Valley, you know, we have such a large Hispanic community, so we do offer, I offer my services in both English and Spanish, so bilingual services. And a lot of couples feel that that's something that is very important for their ceremony. Sometimes they want it in both, not just in English, but also in Spanish to be able to accommodate for those family members who don't speak English.
Absolutely. And I think that is a big decision that couples have to make if they do have family members where English might not be the first language. They don't want them to miss out on that special moment. So that's wonderful that you can incorporate both in.
Yes, yeah. It really does help just bring it all together for everybody who's there, definitely.
Now, this looks like such a gorgeous venue. And Johnnie, you were mentioning to me that you can do ceremonies from very small to very large.
Exactly. On the small side, 20 or less, on up to 225 people.
Wow.
For the large weddings and receptions. And we include so many little features in there that it's almost a one-stop shop.
It sounds
it's
like
very
it.
appealing to people. But the option still remains of people wanting to do some of the work themselves. We give them a nice option, nice choices. And what I'm excited about today is to be able to introduce the new promotion that we're running right now for people that want to have a little smaller, intimate wedding from between 20 and 50 people. And we've offered 3 packages starting at only $199, incredibly
That is
affordable.
incredible.
Up to $399 for between 50 and under 50 people. So it's a whole new perspective and look that we're trying to bring to the garden to make it more accessible for more people.
That's so wonderful that you're doing that, because I think that is something that a lot of couples do feel like they need to put off their wedding for a while so they can try to save up to have a special day, and you're giving them this amazing venue for a crazy affordable price. I have to say, that is just amazing. So it's wonderful that you're giving them that opportunity.
It is, and I have Jessica to thank for coming up, helping me with the idea, and we've worked very closely. So now we're actually going to partner. It's a marriage of another sort from the first one that she had there with her husband, Christian. And so now being able to offer the ceremonies and the venue and even the love stone, all makes it affordable for more people who couldn't. And they can still have the reception at home if they like or wherever.
Right.
But at least they get the benefit of a secret garden wedding experience, and that's what I'm very happy to offer now.
And really, that amount of people, that's perfect for the family. It's perfect when you want it to be very intimate and just not this huge production, but just the people that are closest to you.
And you'd be surprised how many couples actually really only seek to have something intimate. I think the idea really came about from sharing both of our experiences, and although Johnnie has been in it a lot longer than I have, we were able to kind of share what we both see on what he sees on his side and what I see on mine. And a lot of the couples that I've married, they just want something simple at home. So Johnnie came up with the ideas like, well, instead of having it at home, why can't they have this beautiful backdrop, for an incredibly affordable price?
That's so wonderful. Now, you were mentioning that it is kind of a one-stop shop here for this ceremony. We have the Celebrant, we have the beautiful venue. What goes into planning your wedding? If a couple wants to reach you, what do they have to be prepared with, I guess?
Well, it involves a little bit of cooperation between us, and Jessica knows. We have to get together and talk about some of those things that we include. We have to talk about their decisions for music that they want. We have to talk about the decor look, the color palette, how we can decorate and enhance things so that it's a very nice blend of what the bride sees in her head and what we can produce in an actual ambiance. So it takes a little bit of work. But once that's done, when it gets time to the rehearsal the day before, it's just pretty much go through the rehearsal in real time with all the music selections, and then we're ready to go next day when we hit the ground running at 9 in the morning. And my staff sets everything up, and the bride arrives around 3. The groomsmen arrive around 4:30, and by 5 o'clock, we're ready to walk up the aisle.
That's wonderful. You have it all mapped out for them, which really, as I'm actually planning my wedding right now, and I know as a bride, there's so many things that you don't think about having to plan, so that's wonderful that you have that all set up for them. Now, what about ceremony? Is it non-denominational always?
It's really up to the couples. My whole belief is that it's really whatever the couple envisions, they can make it a reality. If they have certain traditions that they want, even if they are usually applied in a church, I believe if they're okay with it and if their families are okay with it, then why not do it, in the ceremony that they've chosen to have it at. So it's really, I have a little questionnaire that I like to go over with couples once I meet them. And we kind of discuss, okay, what do you plan on as far as vows? Are you going to write your own? Denomination. Do you want to include a prayer, Bible reading? Just everything is really up to them. And then I put it together and give them a rough draft, and they decide if they like it, and we go from there.
Now, Jessica, do you have a favorite verse or phrase to enter into the ceremony when you are doing that?
I usually do for the larger weddings. I do have one section that I've actually written myself completely from scratch, and it's more of at the end, once the couple they've said their vows, they've exchanged their rings, I like for them to hold hands and kind of just look at their hands, and then I say a little verse to them for them to just think about the hands that they're holding, and just a little bit to let you know, the hands that they're holding are the hands that they're holding on their wedding day, and the same hands that they'll be holding even when they're old and wrinkled in age. They'll be the same hands. So it's kind of one of those things where, you know, you're there in the moment, but you want to think ahead also, and just know that you have a lifetime with this person in front of you.
That's so beautiful. I'm tearing up a little bit with that. That's so beautiful.
You know, my motto at the Secret Garden actually is, it's not just a beautiful place to get married, it's a beautiful way to get married. And I'm going to give myself away here, in the 900 or so weddings that I've done over the years, I've always focused on the love. What is the love between these two people? That's what's going to make it a different wedding than any other wedding anybody else has ever attended before. Mm-hmm. And maybe not for this show, but when I come back, I'd like to talk about the love story.
Yes.
Because the love story puts it all into focus. Some of the people there may know a little bit about the bride, some a little bit about the groom. With the love story, they learn about how they met, how they fell in love, the first reactions, what they first thought the minute they laid eyes on each other, what drives them crazy about one another. So it's a lot of little stuff that goes into that love story. That's how we introduce the first dance. So, not just a beautiful place to get married, a beautiful way to get married.
I love it. Well, you are going to have to promise to come back then and tell us all the details on that. This is just such a beautiful place, and I'm so glad that we got to learn about it today. And even the Love Stone here, the amazing details that make that day so special. So thank you so much for telling us about it and about these great offers. If people do want to book one of those offers, how should they reach out?
We're on the web. They can go to secretgardenlindsay.com for our website. We also are on Facebook. And all the other social media will be falling in line pretty soon. But yeah, we're easy to get in touch with. We're not that big a secret.
But little secrets underneath, I think.
A lot of them.
And we'll want to hear more about that. Thank you again for coming, Jessica. It was great to have you. Johnnie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.